Okay, well in this video I'm going to be going over two of the most important things that you'll need to do in HTML, and I believe this is the final video before we move on to some styling and CSS. So, let's get on to it. The first thing I'm going to talk about are images, and images we can use, of course, to display some type of picture or an image. And the way we do that is with the Img tag, which is a self-closing tag, meaning you don't have to make a closing tag for it. So Img. And as you can see here, actually, an image tag. However, we're gonna have to make we have to point to the source of the image so that the computer or the server knows where our file actually is. And to do that, we use the source attribute. And attributes, well, I guess the simplest way I can describe them is a property of a tag. And if that doesn't make sense, don't worry, and you will see what I mean by this in this video. So source, and then we have to set that equal to within, and we have to set that within quotations, and then we have to put the name of the file where we got it from, or the name of the file that we want, and it has to be in the same folder or else it won't really work. And so, or it might, but through my experimentation it has not. So I'll go to my tutorial folder, and then I know that it is rov.jpg, so it's rov.jpg, right? And then if we just save this and refresh the page on the Chrome browser, we can see we have this large thing. However, I do not want it to be this large, and how can I do that? And I will use the width and the height, the attributes. And first, I will show you what width does. So we can say width equals quotation marks. Of course, everything within quotation marks, unless we go to some exceptions. And as you can see, I have lowered the width. Cool. Now I'm going to teach you a little bit about links. If I want to make a caption to say where I got this image from, I will have to use a link, and I will have to use the anchor tag or the a tag to do that. So I'll make a comment that says link to source, and I'll link to where I got the stuff from. So it's a, however, you're gonna have to make a closing tag for that, right? And so we're gonna have to enter some clickable text, and that clickable text can be anything we want. I'm gonna say click here to be sent to the, this was the name of the robotics team that I got a picture from. They're really great robotics team. They've made it to the international competition this past season. And so click team website. And however, let's do this. I'll show you something. It's not clickable, and that's because we haven't sent it, or we haven't pointed it to a link that we need to click to. So I believe it's called jesuitrobotics.org. Should work. Okay. So I'll copy this. So what I'll do is I'll use the href attribute, and you remember we talked about attribute when using rov.jpg. Equals attribute. Let's do that. And yep, so we can hit that and refresh this page. And as you can see, if we click this, it's going to take us to this page. However, what if you wanted to make it open in a new tab? I will teach you that too. This is a lot of information, so feel free to take notes. And I'll add to the comment that opens in new tab. And to do that, we say, I believe, target. We use a target attribute, and we'll set that equal to _ blank. And if we save, we can refresh the page. If we click it, it opens in another window. That's really cool. We can do all this stuff with HTML. However, I'll show you something really cool right now. As you can see here in our web page, this link falls right next to the image, and I want a line break. I wanted to use a line break to make sure that this link is right under it, so it appears like a caption, and it's very nice. So it appears very nice. And the way I do that is with the BR tag. And the BR tag is the line break tag. Line break. And the reason why I'm commenting so much is to help you guys to make it more, easy to show. And I'll do that. And as you can see, it is right below. So what I need to do now is I will show you how to make clickable images. And you might be asking, what did I just say? And yes, I am saying that you can make your images clickable. If you click on the image, it takes you to the new page. And the way I do that is I put it all within the A tag. And so let's do that. And I'm going to get rid of this text and put an image instead of this text. So let's cut this. And I will just place it within the A opening and closing tags. I hit save. And as you can see, if we go here, if we click this image, it'll take us to the Just Suite, or the whatever it's called, robotics page, and a new tab, and that is really cool. And I'll get rid of this image. And I believe that's all for this lesson today. And starting from the next lesson, our website is on the road to looking really nice and professional. And I'll see you in the next